Hello everyone and welcome back to the DMO video, and this is gonna be my updated free-to-play Digimons tier list. So yeah, this is gonna be the updated one. I did a one before and this is gonna be the updated version of this tier list. As you can see, a couple of things have changed. We have some more new Digimons that was added, some balance changes, and the most importantly is the 100 days event. So if you guys don't know, the 100 days event is basically the event that exists in the game that gives you one Digimon every single day for 100 days. Now in the past this event would only come once a year. However, they actually changed it so the event is always active. As soon as it ends, it will start again, which means we have access to 100 Digimons 3 times a year. So we basically have Digimons that are way more accessible than before, so that kinda changes the tier list a little bit. What free to play means, it means that Digimon that are purchasable or obtainable as a free to play player, not necessarily only from free to play like quests. Of course, some are cash items like this guy right there. You can buy his items from the cash shop, but you can also buy it from other players. So as long as the item is available and the Digimon is available for a reasonable price that free-to-play players can farm and get, then it's gonna be counting as a free-to-play Digimon. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense. So yeah, let's get right into it, and we're gonna start with Apocrymon, but this is a burst mode. Also, you might have noticed we have less Digimons than last time because some Digimons are not very relevant, like most of the burst modes. I don't think they are very relevant. They are cheap but not strong either, so I just don't think there's any reason to rank the 1 Tera, 2 Tera priced burst modes because they are just dirt cheap. So it's not something that you have to think about getting or not. Like if you got one, it's just 1 Tera, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I only counted the Digimons that I think are genuinely good or I have something to say about them. So Apocrymon is a bit of an interesting one because he's a burst mode, but he's also pretty strong for a burst mode, and he's also a bit more expensive. So the normal default list of burst modes that can be obtained from monster card or from events are, like as I said, 1 to 2 Tera to 3 Tera each. But Apocrymon is a bit more expensive than them, and that is because he's a bit stronger. He's a S plus rank, he's dark, he's unknown attribute, which means he's basically have advantage against everything. Now I don't think Apocrymon is great by any means. His price is kinda like 20 Tera or less, 18 Tera, something like that. So he is not something you get while playing, you kinda have to go for it. The price is a bit sus, like I don't know if the price is worth it or not, but as far as an S plus rank Digimon go, he is pretty decent. He got double SB, he's basically, I would say, a decent early game Digimon if you don't want to get a Jogress, but I don't think he's that great either because he's, 18, 20 Tera is still not the cheapest. So I'm just gonna put him as a C tier, which is, I would say, below average, but he's still decent to use. This is a burst mode version. Nexus is D tier, which is Digimon. This is I guess 400, 500 Tera, 300 Tera, whatever. He's basically super expensive because this is a loot box exclusive Digimon. You can only get him from loot boxes. For some reason, one of the few X Digimons that were not removed that are still obtainable, but of course he's just garbage. S plus rank for that price is just not usable. Similarly is Dark Knightmon. He is not bad, unlike Digimon. Last I checked, he does have double SB. I actually didn't even bother checking if it was removed or not. Either way, he's a Jogress. He's an S plus Jogress, which means he have Jogress restrictions such as not being able to use memory skills and needing the cross ship. And the 2 Digimons, which is very important, are obtainable only from the cash shop. Other Jogress Digimons can be obtained from farming. You can farm them, or you can obtain them from the 100 days event. Now 100 days event only include the older Digimon up until like 2019. Everything added after 2019 is not included, which means this guy, which was added this year, is not included in the 100 days event, which means you have to buy both eggs. Now of course he exists because of Darkness Bagramon, which is not free to play obtainable. So overall, Dark Knightmon just D tier. Next is Buildimon Blast mode and normal Buildimon, but I didn't include him because whatever. He is, I would say, I don't know if I want to put him in the A tier right now, but Buildimon, if you guys don't know, the reason Buildimon is very strong is because his attack speed. His base attack speed is 1.0, and you can get attack speed increase from deck buff and from your accessory. You can get up to 45% attack speed increase, so it basically makes this guy do one attack in 0.6 seconds. Above that, you can get a lot of flat attack from your accessories. Above that, you also get a lot of critical rate and critical damage, which basically means Digimons with faster attack speed are very strong, and because this guy is basically the fastest attack speed burst mode in the game and Mega, it makes his DPS pretty decent. The problem is that his stats aren't very great, and he only becomes good a bit into mid game when you have accessories, when you have seals. So early game I wouldn't say he's good, but mid game he becomes decent. But at this point there are better options that are more tanky. Of course his biggest downside is his HP is pretty low. You can still use him as a support, but the problem is that nowadays you don't need a specific Digimon to use as a support. Back in the day the support skill had shorter range, which meant that you will be taking damage, so you needed to have a Digimons that have the same family, so you can use family shape sets to increase the HP. But that's no longer the case, or that's, you know, kinda not needed anymore. You maybe can use him as support at end game stuff, but end game stuff not very free to play friendly. So as far as a free to play tier list, I think I will just put him in a B, just because nowadays we have just good options, and his HP just makes him a bit more squishy, which might not be very cool to use. Of course, it can be used very well in the overworld when you're like doing quests and stuff. It can be convenient to use, so I just gonna put him in the B tier. He's cheap, he's not like game breaking anymore. So yeah, next is Gankumon. So Gankumon is an S plus burst mode, and he's a free to play obtainable because the only way to obtain him is from a quest, and the quest takes a few months. And the problem is that he's an S plus, so you have to do a quest for a few months only for an S plus Digimon, and he's data above that. And data is not a very, actually data is like the worst attribute a Digimon can have, so this is basically not very worth it. Of course the argument could be made that you are not really wasting money on him, and the quest doesn't take long. It's basically a daily, something you have to do daily, which takes like 10 minutes or maybe even less. But I don't think you should be actively going for him. So I'm just gonna put him as a C tier. I don't think he's great. Actually, like, I can't put him next to Apocrymon because Apocrymon is just stronger. I don't like this guy. He's not very strong. You can go for him if you want, but data, like, he's technically not costing you money, but I don't think he's great either. So I guess you can go for him if you don't like him. At least he's like much cheaper than these two because he's free, but takes time, and time is money. So I don't know. Next we have Digimon. He's a similar situation, except he is straight up needs money because his burst mode item is 69 crown. This is a 70 tier Digimon for an S plus data type Digimons, which is just bad. As I said, data Digimons are bad, so yeah, not great. Definitely D tier. Next Kaiser Greymon and Makan once again still remaining in the worst tier. These two Digimons will require leveling 10 Digimons to level 99. Each of them costs 49 crown. Of course, Bookman's book is kinda sold for less than its actual price because for some reason people have tons of it. So the Bookman book is like 20 tera each or something. There's like, their packs is like 149 crowns, so they basically not gonna cost you less than 100 tera, and 100 tera for a S plus Digimon is not good. Of course they can form to Solomon, but we'll talk about Solomon later. So of course both of them are just not great, especially Makan. His data, he's weaker than anything in this list. Yeah, it's just not great. I don't think I need to talk about them more. It's just they have lower stats and they are expensive for the price. Next is Mirvamon, and while I would say he's better than Digimon and Gankumon, I think. Actually, I don't know how good he is because I haven't like checked his ASB, but an S plus Digimon costing, I think his item is either 69 crown or 49 crown. I think it's 69, so it's either basically either 50 tera or 70 tera, which is not a great price, not a good price for an S plus Digimon. Again, the problem is because this guy exists, okay? Apocrymon is cheaper than all of them, and I think he's strong. He's basically the same, if not stronger. Like, I don't know much about Mirvamon. I didn't bother checking, but I don't think it's relevant anyway. Next we have is Mirvamon, and she is a bit she's a similar situation because she's an S plus Digimon, but she does have double ASB, so her damage is actually higher than all the D tier Digimons. But her price is 49 crown, but she can have access to Jet Mirvamon, so I don't know. I think I will also put her in the D tier. 50 tier for a burst mode for an S plus Digimon, just not good nowadays. So yeah, just D tier. Next is Shoutmon Cross 4. This guy is a Cross 4, so he needs 4 Digimons. All of them are only obtainable from the cash shop. You cannot get any of the Cross Digimons from the 100 days event. So this guy, I would put him even in the F tier if there was a tier lower. Similar to Gaiumon. These are two Digimons that you should never ever get unless you like them. Of course, that being said, I have Shoutmon Cross 4 because I like him, but he's just not good. So yeah, he stays in the D tier. Next is Alphamon or Yukin, and this is gonna be our first A rank Digimon. Could even be S plus rank, but I'm just gonna put him in the A rank. So there's actually a lot of things going on for Alpha Moryokin. He's a Jogris Digimon, and both Digimons can be obtained from the 100 days event, and to unlock him you need a quest. So you don't need any cash item, it's basically a free Digimon that everyone can guarantee, and you have access to the strongest free-to-play obtainable Digimon in the game. So definitely A tier. I actually will leave him that, maybe we'll put him in the S tier later, but yeah, we'll see. He's definitely very strong. You have SB in his F2, and he is Virus and he is Vaccine Light, which gives him double advantage against Darkness Virus Digimons like Digimon, the Crack of Digimon Dungeon for example. So yeah, he's just overall very solid Digimon. Next is Omega-Mon Zword. So Zword kinda got power crept a little bit by normal Omega-Mon, even though when he was added he was a power creep for normal Omega-Mon, which is kinda funny. But yeah, this is in a way similar to Alpha Moryokin. He's a free Digimons. Both Digimons, which is Agumon Black and Gamamon Black, can be obtained from the 100 days event, so both Digimons can be obtained for free. And you have a Jogris quest, you can do it to unlock the Digimon. It's a bit hard, it's a bit different because it will require like attribute, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. So I think I will put him in the B tier. He's decent early game, definitely not the strongest SS rank, but because he's a free Digimon, if you got him then you can easily go for him, and he will be a decent Digimon to have early game. I don't think he's worth investing in that much, but I think he's just a decent SS rank. He have ASB on F2, so yeah, not much going on for him, but he's not also lacking in much considering he's a free Digimon. So yeah, next is Lucemon Satan mode. So Satan mode, in a way similar to this Digimon, he's an SS rank, but the thing about, actually I'm gonna put him in the D tier because he's not strong, but as I said, this is a Digimon that you should be getting anyway because of the Burst Ultimate Wings deck buff. You can get him from free from doing monster cards, but the thing is you will not be, like, I would say he's decent to use early game, but he's not an early game Digimon, so D tier. Next is Crimson mode, and this is gonna be our first A rank Digimon, I think. I don't know if I'm overrating him a little bit, but yeah, so Crimson mode is one of these cheap burst modes, except his price is a bit higher because he's a bit stronger. He's an SS rank burst mode, basically one of the strongest burst modes in the game, if not the strongest. Of course, not counting Triple S Plus Digimons, and he's the cheapest SS rank burst mode. I think he's only the, I don't know, his setting mode, but yeah. So he does have ASB on one skill, I think. His attribute is Virus Light, which is good. Virus means advantage against Data Digimon. Light means a bit of an advantage against other Virus Digimons that are Darkness. So I would say he's decent, and his price is pretty cheap. Once again, you can obtain the egg from the 100 days event. Actually, I think A rank is a bit much since he's not that crazy. I would actually put him higher than Omega-Mon Zword. I don't think he's an S, he's an A rank, but he's definitely a pretty good. I think he's also the main reason that I didn't include other burst mode, because he's an SS rank. I don't think he's that much stronger than the guys in the D tier even. Like, I don't know if he's even stronger than Mirvamon. It's just that his price is pretty cheap. He's like 5-6 Tera as far as I saw, so he's just cheap, decent Digimon, or at least strong for his price. As far as like 5-6 Tera burst mode goes, he's very strong. Next is Dex mod, which I think you can't obtain anymore because you need the entire line. You can't get like the last one, but like in game you need the entire line to unlock. It's a bit weird. I don't know, I honestly don't even remember if his evolutions are still available or not. Like, the price for this guy, like, I literally searched it right now and it's like 5 Tera, so he's a bit cheap. But you need the entire line, which I literally couldn't find in shops, so I don't even know if they're available or not. Honestly, I don't think he's good. He's an SS rank, but unlike Galantamon, he doesn't have any ASB, so essentially he have 2 useless skills. And unlike Galantamon, he can't use Extreme Evolution, which is a free-to-play buff you get from Shadow Labyrinth, which increases burst mode damage by 25%. This guy is a burst mode X, so he can't use that. He have to use the Peak of Evolution, which is obtained from loot boxes. So overall, I don't think he's actually. I'm putting him in the D tier. Even though I think he's cheap, I just don't think he's good. So yeah. Next, we are moving to the SS Plus rank Digimon. Starting off with Cross 5, one of my favorite Digimons. Requires 5 Digimons. Yeah, that's not good. Obviously, he's really bad. He's an SS rank still, so of course all 5 Digimons are cash exclusive. You need tons of good crowns to unlock him. Each is like 5 crowns, and you need like 27 good crowns, so he's just expensive. That will to unlock him you need hundreds of Terra, plus you need to have the 4th slot and the 5th slot unlocked. In a similar situation but slightly less garbage is Zeke Greymon. So Zeke Greymon is actually not bad. I have tested his SB and his DPS. He's not bad. It's just there are two things that we have to keep in mind, is that for a start there are better virus junglers Digimons and he's a bit more expensive than them. Now the reason for that, now to unlock Zeke Greymon first you need like 2 Good Crown to unlock Metal Greymon, which is the previous Jogress, and to unlock Zeke himself you just do a very simple quest. So he's technically free but technically not, because both Digimons, Greymon and Mirvamon are only obtainable from the cash shop. They are not obtainable from the 100 days event. So just unfortunately D tier, and we are running out of space already on the D tier. This is so... Next is a Apocrymon variant. Do not mistake it for the normal Apocrymon. This is the S plus. This is the SS plus, the variant. This is the burst mode. This is the variant. This is the SS plus Digimon. So basically this guy is a variant Digimon. He is basically 150 Terra Digimon. Or at least the pack is like 149 crown. So 150 Terra. Now for an SS plus, I don't think that's great. I think it would be funny to put him next to the other guy. I don't think he's bad. I just think other Digimons are better and cheaper. So yeah, I don't know if I would go for him. The other thing is that he's a bit annoying to use because of the fatigue drain mechanic. But of course you can use energy aura, which we can get now from Colosseum. So similar to Jogger Ship, you can have it at all time. I don't know, I don't think he's bad. I just think other Digimons within the similar price, or other Digimon within a similar, if not stronger power level, are stronger. So I think I will put him in the C tier. B tier is like decent. I think he's a decent, but I think his price is a bit too much. So we'll put him next to his brother right there, which I think is funny. Next is Armagimon, and he's also similar, except I'm not gonna be honest guys, I don't know much about Armagimon. I don't know how his ASP looking, and I don't know how his DBS looking, or even his price. So this is a bit sus. Also similar to Apocrymon, I have him, but I haven't like fully cloned him or leveled him. So yeah, this is one I would recommend you guys to take it with a big grain of salt. I think I will also put him in the C tier. I think he's decent. I just don't think he's worth going for. He's fine if you get it, but there are just better options. I would say they are usable. I don't know, I think C tier is a bit harsh. I think I will put them in the B tier, where they are decent. Like yeah, if you got them, they are still gonna like do the normal job, like Colosseum, Holy Beast Dungeons, Crack of Digimon, yeah, no, the normal free-to-play stuff. Yeah, I think B tier is fine. I think I was being a bit harsh. Next is Bagramon. So Bagramon is again one of the more expensive Digimons. So Bagramon is actually not weak. He is a Mega Digimon, so you can use Peak of Evolution. He doesn't need Jogger Ship. So his DPS is actually pretty strong, except his stats are a bit too low. His HP is really bad, so that's gonna be a bit annoying to use in a lot of content. And his price, his package is like 400 crowns, so he's basically 400 plus Terra. I don't think he's that worth it, honestly. I think I would put him in the D tier. I don't think he's that good. So yeah, next is Chaosmon. So Chaosmon is very similar to Gankumon because he is basically a free Digimon. But this comes with a Jogress quest that takes 60 days. It takes you 2 months to unlock him, and he's not good. He's worse than all the B-rank Digimons. But because he's free, I think I will put him in the C tier. I don't even think he's worth using. He has 3 skills, but all 3 of them are useless. He doesn't have ASP. And the thing is, by the time you have already unlocked him, you probably would be already getting... You probably would have gotten already a better Digimon, right? Because 2 months, that's a lot of time. Again, it's not really time consuming. You just have to do a small daily task every day for 60 days. So it's like additional 5 minutes a day. But the end goal is just not worth it. Like if you don't like him, I wouldn't even bother, right? So I'm just gonna put him in the T tier just because he's technically free and cheaper than all the D-rank Digimon. He's not like unplayable unlike freaking Satan mode or something. Next we have Examon. I think I will put Examon in the B tier. I don't think Examon is good. He is another data Digimon, and data Digimons are just bad by default. But because he is free once again, the Jogger's quest is very simple. Both Digimons are easily obtainable from the 100 days event, and I think you can get them from the daily quest in Silver Lake from Sherrymon. So if you're lucky, you can get like one half of him. The other half you can guarantee from either farming or from the 100 days event. As far as an early game Jogger, I think he's gonna be decent in early game. Just if you've got him, I think you could use him. He's definitely usable. He have ASB or not ASB. I think he have a normal skill breaking like F1. So his DBS is not great, but it's not terrible either. I mean, it's kind of terrible honestly, but better than nothing. So yeah, I would say he's a fine early game Digimon, not worth investing a lot, but I think he's just gonna be usable. Next is Fanglongmon Shen. Unfortunately, I will put this guy in the D tier. He's not bad, it's just that he requires 4 Digimons, and that's gonna be really pain in the butt to use. Like, leveling 4 Digimons to level 140 is gonna be pain, especially for early game. If you don't have access to Mugendramon, you're probably gonna be able to do Rainbow Bridge, but I think maybe I'm a bit too harsh. I think I'll put him in the C tier. Again, he's not unplayable. He at least doesn't require a specific cash item. Like, of course, you need to have unlocked the first slot, but this first slot is not like something exclusive to Fanglongmon. Like, if you have it, you now have the ability to carry 1 more Digimon, which is, I would say, a quality of life thing. Something I think most of the players should be already getting anyway, so it's not something you have to get specifically for Fanglongmon. So this is why I'm kinda willing to ignore the fact that he requires the first slot. It just is a bit inconvenient to use. He's definitely stronger than Examon and most of the B rank Digimon, but just leveling 4 Digimons in general is just gonna be annoying. And yeah, you can get them all from the 100 days event, but it's not great. Nexus is gonna be this guy straight in the D tier. Galantamon X, he's not bad. This guy is actually, I would say, decently strong. It's just that requires 12,000 X tickets. X tickets, last I checked, is like 20 mega each. So it's like 200 Tera or something. I don't know. I don't think that's still worth it. Next is Imperial Jamon Paladin mode, Jogress. So this guy's a bit sus. I think I will put him in the C tier. So he's not strong. He have 3 useless skill. His F3 is AoE, so it technically could be useful, but you have Magnamon. I don't think it's worth getting for the AoE. In terms of DBS, as a normal Digimon that you would use, is not great, because the thing is, he's vaccine light and other Digimons exist, aka Alphamon Ryoken X. I just don't think he's good. Technically, you can get his 2 eggs or his 2 Digimons for free from the 100 days event, which is good, but you still require the Holy Ring. You need 2 Holy Rings, and I think each is like 19 crown or so that's like 40 crowns or 40 Tera. It's not bad, he's not like overpriced or anything. It's just that other Digimons are better and cheaper, like Ryoken X, and also normal Omegamon, right? Next we have is Jet Mirvamon. So Jet Mirvamon in a way similar to Zig Greymon, except half of her. So half of her is Sparrowmon, which you can only get from the cash shop, and I think you need like 14 good crowns to unlock her, which is like 5 crown each, so that's like a bit over 50 crown. That's a pretty significant amount of crown, like 49 crown for the burst mode, and then 14 good crown for her evolution, and then you have the Sparrowmon egg. So I think I would put in here in the D tier. Now keep in mind that I actually don't think it's bad. I think I want to put her in the C tier, just because I think her stats and her DBS is not terrible. Actually no, I'm sorry, I'm putting him in the D tier. Like, he's still usable because her DBS is not bad. She does have double ASB, but it's just that there's other Digimons that are cheaper and stronger. Just have Moon Maliamon, and he's staying in the S tier, but I think he's also going up a spot. So I did put him last time. I don't think I ranked in my S tier, but I did put him like before Ultra S. Nowadays I think he's better than Ultra S. He got a buff at one point, and that made him stronger than Ultra S as far as I know. Or maybe they are both very similar. Moon is free, Ultra S requires the cash item. Like, I don't think the difference between Moon and Ultra S are that big. If you have either of them, they are very good. If you need a virus Digimon, either of them are very strong to have. You can get Moon from the 100 days event. He doesn't have any item requirement. He's basically the most Tera efficient Digimon because he requires literally 0. You get both eggs from the 100 days event, and then you do a stupid quest that doesn't take any time, and you get yourself a very strong SS Plus Digimon. So he's definitely in the S tier, one of the best, if not the best, virus free-to-play Digimons to get. Next is Valkyrymon, and Valkyrymon is, I think he goes, I don't know what this guy is, but he goes in the D tier. So yeah, D tier, the D tier is getting full. So yeah. Now Valkyrymon is not bad, actually it is bad honestly. This is a fake SS Plus Digimon. day one, it's a pick SS plus Digimon. They give him an SS plus rank for some reason. His stats is just SS rank and he requires a 49, actually requires a 69 crown, 70 Tera. Of course the eggs are free from the 100 days event, but you need 70 Tera to unlock it, and he's a vaccine Digimon, and we already have strong vaccine Digimon, so it's just not worth it. In a similar situation is Slash Injimon. Now Slash Injimon, when this guy was released, he did have double SP, which made it like on par with like Ultra S and normal Omegamon and Moon, but he got nerfed. He's a 49 crown, so he's 50 Tera, and again the two Digimons. He's evolution of Shakomon joggers, and that is free, so I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna put him in here because I did put Paladin mode here, so he just stays next to his friend, I guess. Valkyrymon a bit lower because Valkyrymon is just worse. So yeah, next we have Omegamon, and I think Omegamon is gonna be our top A rank Digimon. Now the thing about Omegamon is he's vaccine, and he does have double SB. It's free, but you have to do maze, which is kinda bad because maze sucks and it's full of borders, so it's not gonna be a fun experience. But the thing about Omegamon is he's very strong. The problem is that you have another strong vaccine Digimon that you will eventually get, and as soon as you get Apocrymon X, your Omegamon is benched. So yeah, he's good, but you will get a better one, so he's not very worth investing. Next is Ultra S, and he is also gonna be next to Moon Millenniumon. I think Moon is better nowadays, but the difference between them is not enough to go for the other one. Like if you already have Ultra S, then there's no reason to go for Moon, and vice versa. Like Moon is not that big of an upgrade over Ultra S, and Ultra S is not that far behind Moon, assuming they are even that far. Like I don't even know the exact difference, but I know that Moon is slightly stronger nowadays since his last buff. So yeah, both are very similar. Moon is Susanomon, D tier, no questions asked. So here's the thing about Susanomon. If you played recently, you would have gotten him from the 100 days event, and if you did, I would actually say he's like an A tier and B tier. As far as free Digimons goes, this guy's not weak. It's just that when you take a look at his price and his rank, he's really bad. Like his rank and his stats are technically an SS plus rank, and he's not terrible as far as an SS plus. It's just that he requires 20 Digimons to level 100 to level 99. Like leveling is not a big deal, just you need 20 Digimons, and that's a lot. Each of them is like at least 20 Tera to hatch if you buy the Pokemon books, which are a bit more than 20 Tera, if you even find them, because they are 40 crown each or so. But as I said, in the shops you can't find them for cheaper than 40 Tera, or you could buy the package, which is 149 each, so it's basically 300 Tera. I don't think it's worth it, so it's just D tier. He have to use his skills. He doesn't have SB. Some people for some reason think his skills are worth using. No, get some help. Like, why are you even using his skills? His skills are trash. F1 has terrible skill break, or not terrible, it's barely an SB increase. Don't even bother. Next is Alpha X, still the S tier, because of course he's still the best free-to-play Digimon. You get him from the Rankomon dungeon, and both eggs are obtainable from the 100 days event. And Alpha X or normal Alpha is from a quest. So yeah, this is a tier list. Now I look at it, not much have changed. So yeah, going over the tier, the D tier Digimons are the Digimons that are too expensive for their power. Not that they are unplayable, it's just that when you take a look at their price, they are not that good. And the Digimons with similar price have a significantly lower price range, right? So these are the Digimon that I would not recommend getting. Now of course, you can get whatever Digimon you like. I meant Omega Shoutmon, which is really bad. If he would be in a list, he would be in the D tier. Of course, he's not a free-to-play Digimon, but honestly, as I said, play whatever you like. But if you are looking for good Digimons to use, Digimons to go for, which Digimon are worth having, D tiers are not it. Like, avoid them at all costs. They are just not worth it, unless you really like them, of course. C tiers are Digimon that I don't think are very worth it, but they are not unplayable. Like, basically there are better options, but if you like them, they are better than the D tier. So, like, D tier is basically copium. Like, if you play Gismon, you are copying so hard. But these Digimons, you are also copying, but at least you're not wasting that much money. Like, 400 Tera for Bagramon, yeah, that's a lot, right? But if you like, I don't know, freaking Paladin mode, it's like 40 Tera, so it's not that big of a deal if you are using a slightly weaker Digimon. BT are Digimon that are fine to use early game, or are fine to use if you got them, because their price is pretty low, right? You have free. They are not. I like the two variant Digimon are a bit sus, but I don't think they are that bad because yeah, I honestly just think they are fine. They are not crazy expensive and they are not weak. I don't know, I feel like I wanna put them in the D tier, but last I heard their TPS, because they got buffed, right? So last I heard their TPS is not that terrible, so they are still usable. Omegamon's Sword, he's a free Digimon. He's not that strong, but he's a free, so he's fine, honestly. Crimson Mode, he's an SS rank, and he's like 5 Tera, 6 Tera each. Correction, I just went into the game and typed Gungnir. I can literally see it being sold for 1 to 3 Tera, so he's even less, he's like 1 Tera, 2 Tera each. And he's fine for that price. Like, compared to the other burst mode with a similar price range, he's the strongest one. He's not like crazy strong, he's just fine early game Digimon to go for. Blast mode is a bit sus because his HP is a bit too low nowadays, but he's fine. He's just a bit convenient Digimon to use generally because his fast attack speed, when you have like a lot of players doing a quest, like an event quest, he's gonna be easily able to hit first. He have a ride mode in his Mega, so yeah, B tier is like a fine Digimons, not too game breaking, not too expensive. You just, if you got them, you can use them. You can go for them if you want. They are not gonna cost you anything too expensive or anything, unlike the, with the exception of variant Digimon. I think I'm keeping them because they are fine. Next is the A tier. We only have 2 Digimons, Omegamon and Alpha Morioken, both of which are very strong. Omegamon is a bit sus, like he's strong, but as I said, because Alpha Morioken X exists, is basically a stronger version of him, but he kinda takes longer to get. Maze is actually pretty easy nowadays because boters kinda make it harder, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't been to Maze nowadays, and I think the deeper Maze levels like F2 or F3 don't have a lot of boters, and the quests are pretty easy, so I think Omegamon can be unlocked in like a day or two, so it's not that big of a deal. Basically use whatever Digimon you like. I wish we had more options in the S tier, like we only have Alpha Morioken X that are the strongest. These two are a bit behind, so yeah, and the difference between these guys is actually pretty noticeable, I would say. So yeah, I wish we get stronger free-to-play Digimons and more variety because the meta is pretty boring. So yeah, this is it, guys. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. If you don't like my opinion, guys, that's fine. Let me know if there's something you disagree with. This is just my opinion. I could be stupid, I could be wrong. Yeah, with that, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe for more DMO content. I will see you guys in the next video.